Now, on a very special KEWL Wrestling podcast. I hate Dave Meltzer.
Someone had to say it.
Thank you.
Someone had to say it.
Thank you. Welcome to the KEWL Wrestling Podcast, the worst podcast on the internet today. I am your host, as always, the Hash Brown Kid, the king of smarketability. And with me, as always, Cactus, the stonk man, the honky stonk man. Yeah! I just figured that one out. You fucking
Don't call me that.
All right,
Don't call me the fucking honky stonk man.
Cactus, how you doing, brother?
Buy GME, hold. If you sell, the hedge funds win. Hold. Keep holding until it's fucking worthless. You fucking idiot.
You're coming at me with this alt-right propaganda, and I'm not appreciative of that now.
Nah, I'm alt wrong. Don't worry. I'm not alt-right. I'm alt wrong.
The kids are alt-right. Fucking offspring. And, well, so yes, welcome. The very special KEWL Wrestling Podcast episode where we review the 2020 Wrestling Observer Awards. So it's not really Dave Meltzer's opinion, but it's his opinion regurgitated through shitty fan base.
Yep. As you can tell, Moon King's not here. He's out with a broken ego after I won the fucking belt.
Oh, yeah, that's what it is. So, Cactus, explain your relationship with the Wrestling Observer.
I do not pay money to Dave Meltzer because I am a smart fiscal human being. That's why I hold on to all my GME and my AMC and also my Dogecoin.
Dogecoin?
I've heard it called Doge or Doge. Doesn't matter. I hold on to all that.
It sounds like Dougie coin.
Yeah.
Teach me how to
teach me how to mine Dougie.
So, no secrets here. We're not fans of Dave.
No. Some would even call us not fans of Dave.
Only if you're feeling frisky.
Yes.
So, the awards came out, and much like we did with PWI 500...
An episode that's never going to happen because Moon King's mic decided to break.
It was one of those phenomenal episodes. Subscribe to our Patreon down below and get that exclusive footage of me and Cactus talking to nobody.
Yeah, me just laughing my ass off because of how Cody was in the fucking top 10.
His accolades, that's a fucking word. His accolades include beating Sean Spears not once, but twice.
Some called it impossible.
Some called it everybody in the WWE.
To beat him not once, but twice. Wow.
Well, let's just jump into the awards, if you will. We're going to start off with the Lou Thesz Ric Flair Award for Wrestler of the Year. Winner, of course, with a resounding 4,873 votes, 883 for first place, is Jon Moxley, former AEW champion.
No, I should have listened to what I said if I could stand to hear my fucking voice. Should have listened to what I said about Jon Moxley and the PW 500 so I can just regurgitate that. He's not good. Jon Moxley's not a very good wrestler. He's not an interesting character. He just does hardcore matches, so people think that he's interesting.
It's like
he does exclusively hardcore matches. So if you watch like indie wrestling like we do, where there's gonna be at least one like indie death match or hardcore match per fucking event. It's not that interesting. It's not that interesting to watch a toned down Moxley fucking death match.
I mean, what Jon Moxley does and why people think he's the best wrestler of the year is the same shit that people hated Axel and Ian Rotten for. Mainly Ian Rotten because Ian's still alive, unfortunately. I'm pulling no punches. Followed closely with 1,375 votes is Kenny Omega.
I like Kenny Omega. I'm not gonna say anything bad about him here. I'll save it for later.
And if you go down to number 6 with 634 votes, Bailey comes in, followed by Go Shiozaki, who should have been higher, and Roman Reigns, who should have been number 1.
Drew McIntyre should have been number 1.
Yeah. I wasn't as enthralled with fucking Drew McIntyre by the end of it.
I'm just gonna say, Drew McIntyre is the best face that the WWE's had in at least 5 years since fucking John Cena stopped being a fucking recurring character on every episode of Raw.
I mean, are you sure about that? We don't have a crowd to compare.
We don't have a crowd to compare. But I have my ears to compare his promos being actually good, whereas every other fucking face on the goddamn promotion's promos fucking suck ass. Because they regurgitate the same bullshit.
Well, what about Ricochet's or the Velveteen Dream?
We will talk about Ricochet's promo ability later on, because he won an award.
Oh, did he?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know. We're going to go to the Most Outstanding Wrestler of the Year award, with Kenneth Omega winning. Followed by a measly 56 votes, Kota Ibushi. And also followed by the person who should have won, Shingo Takagi.
See, I like Kenny Omega. He's one of my top 3 favorite wrestlers of the past 5 years. He's fantastic. He had a good year. I'm not going to argue that he shouldn't be most outstanding wrestler of the year. What I'm going to argue is, why the fuck is there 2 categories for basically the same fucking thing? How are you the wrestler of the year, but not the most outstanding wrestler of the year? How does that make sense?
You know, it could be, and this is just me kind of like spitballing here. It could be that technical wrestler work, I guess, like match work, most outstanding wrestler, I guess you could say, and best wrestler would be like the best encompassing, like, you know what I'm saying?
It's like, to me, that's still kind of like flimsy, where it's like, oh, the best pushed one.
I guess
not really up to them unless they have. Unless, like, it's not really up to them, but if it is up to them, they shouldn't be on the list because they're pushing themselves, and that's not good.
Yeah, I can see that. I can really see that. I don't know. You'd have to think about talking to Dave, and just doing that makes me retch.
Yeah, I'm not gonna think about that ever. Let's just go to the next fucking
tag team of the year. Won by, for the 6th year in a row, mind you, 6th year in a row, the Young Bucks. 6 years in a row.
Imagine if Kenny Omega wrestled with 0 personality. That's the Young Bucks. It's all just fucking flips and bullshit. Like, I don't get why Dave sees something super special in them when they're just flippy bullshitters. They'd be somebody that'd be in the mid card of fucking 205 Live, because they just do flippy bullshit. If they didn't have the stink of like being so popular for so long.
I have a rebuttal. 2 words. Meltzer driver.
Okay. No, never mind.
Dave Meltzer is very up his own ass.
Yep.
You know, and number 2, 3, and 4, I agree were good, but I wouldn't put them as my number 1. I would have put
no. Number 2 and 4. Fuck number 3. Number 3 doesn't deserve to be there. FTR did not have a good year.
I don't know. I'm still writing off the whole fucking NXT run they had. I guess I still see them as that fucking.
Yeah, their NXT run was 2 years ago.
No, it's been longer than that.
Yeah, it's been at least 2 years ago. They have not had a good year. In AEW, outside of AEW, they've not had a very good year.
Have they wrestled outside of AEW?
I think they wrestled a couple matches in fucking Impact, I think.
No. It would have been awesome, but no. Because we could have gotten the North versus the Revival. That would have been fucking great.
Let me look at FTR's cage match.
You do that while I talk about how great the Dangerous Techers were. All right? Taichi, the greatest fucking wrestler in New Japan, highly underrated. I mean, he comes out, he sings his own song. Zack Sabre Jr. does spindly shit. Yes?
Yeah, no, they only wrestled in AEW and WWE last year.
Okay. Yeah. Number 6 was the North, and I really, like I said, I feel like they should have been higher. They carried the Impact Tag Division on their back for most of the year, up until Ethan Page is like, yeah, I don't think I want to be in the company anymore.
Agreed.
Promotion of the year, of course. This is a circle jerk, so of course it was going to be the dub, AEW.
Yeah.
Followed, of course, by New Japan. Number 3 was WWE, though, which surprises me, because
it's funny looking at like the rankings, because like WWE's and like certain WWE people even are like the worst. They vote in the worst, and also they're like number 4 in best. And it's like, what the? Do you have no consistency whatsoever?
No, see, this is why it shouldn't be voted on by the fans, because fans are fucking idiots.
Like, fans are fucking idiots. Let me just rant, because I wrote a bunch of shit about fucking AEW.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
AEW is all bark, no bite still. They still have Vince McMahon living rent-free in their head, still treating the women's division as an afterthought, still pushing ex-Fed guys instead of younger, better talent, still slapping old ex-Fed guys on people who think they can't get over on their own, and still breeding this aura of undeserved superiority. They are the WWE, just with a superiority complex that just drowns out everything good about them. And it's frustrating, because I want to like this company. I like almost everybody in this company except for a few people. But they are fucking the most obnoxious promotion out there, because they have the superiority complex and then do the same shit and sometimes worse shit than WWE does, with no accountability, because they just get swept under the rug because Daddy Dave is the fucking fatherly voice of wrestling.
You forget about the Dinner Debonair being the top-rated segment on YouTube that week.
Oh, yes. Classic wrestling. Freaking real sports feel. A breath of fresh air. A song and dance number in the middle of a fucking TV event. If WWE did that, it would be worst segment of the year. Hands down. If WWE did that, it would be chastised as fucking cringy and corny, because it was.
Personally, I think New Japan had an off year. I should
New
on the
Japan
company
was
enough. I just want to talk about a different company not meeting my expectations for once.
New Japan was oddly high in their worst version of the year. I think they were number like 2 or 3 in worst of the year.
They were having a really down year. I don't like the idea of Ospreay running his own company, or not company, his own stable. I don't very much like Tanahashi with the never open weight belt. I don't very much like the world title scene. The tag title scene isn't good, and it hasn't been good, honestly, since the Bucks left, because at least the Bucks could sell for the bigger tag teams and kind of make it look more realistic. They also had the Killer Elite Squad during that time. Fucking, there were more Bullet
Sonata
Club
and
members.
Evil.
Right, before Evil went to Bullet Club. It really, the tag division has died to where there is only there's like one team.
Yeah.
2 if you count the Dangerous Techers, which is really pushing it on whether it's 2 single guys tagged together or it's a tag team. And speaking of that, you want to know who's challenging them for the tag titles soon? A fucking Yoshihashi and Goto.
Yeah, no, it always sticks to my craw when they just bash together 2 singles guys and tell them make a tag team. And people are like, "Oh, this is great! This is fantastic!" It's undercutting the entire tag division. Tag division wrestling, there isn't one, especially the heavyweight division. The NJPW heavyweight tag division is very barren right now.
I mean, who really does the junior heavyweight tag have? They have Phantasmo and Ishimori. They have Roppongi 3K. Oh, wait, no, they don't, because Yo's out for whatever fucking reason. So Sho's just a singles guy now.
He was probably still just playing with his poop somewhere.
Despy and Kanemaru. There's like literally only 2 teams per division.
Yeah.
And because of COVID, you can't even get Finjuice to fucking boost up the fucking tag division. Like, it's Pro Wrestling Noah was the better Japanese company this year.
Yeah, it does feel like NJPW more than any other company kind of took a hit when you couldn't get overseas talent because they use overseas talent a lot. Some would say even too much, since like there's a lot of great Japanese talent on roster and otherwise. Yeah, like I've heard Noah had a good year. AJPW had a good year.
Noah had a great year. I've been catching up on Noah since I bought Wrestle Universe. I gotta tell you, I take that Go Shiozaki GHC title run that carried 2020 above that entire Kota Ibushi reign. Aside from Kota winning, what the fuck has he done?
When did Kota? Didn't Kota just win at Wrestle Kingdom?
Yeah, yeah.
No, last year was Naito, wasn't it?
Was it Naito's crowning?
I think so. I think I looked up because I was trying to think of who.
Oh, that was my bad then. I don't like the Kota Ibushi reign.
Well, that also just shows how lackluster the Naito reign was. When to me, the only thing that sticks out of my head is the fact that Evil fucking won the championship against him.
Yeah, honestly, the only good part about his reign was Evil breaking out onto his own, I guess. If you can't call that a good thing, I do. But I'm a mark for bad big guys. I'm going to say it. I'm a mark for bad big guys. I love Lance Archer. I love Baron Corbin. Like, if you are a bad wrestler, but you are fucking tall and tatted up, yeah, you're
In all fairness, he is Lance Archer is not bad. He's grown a couple steps since. I'm not sure what the fuck happened with Killer Elite Squad, but both guys look a lot better with their singles guys, and they look like fucking shit as a tag team.
It could just be the fact that they didn't like each other.
Maybe. But yeah, Lance Archer looks a lot better. He's a lot more imposing too. You can take him a lot more seriously. I like him in AEW, to be quite honest. And if you're looking for a bad big guy in AEW, there's fucking Jake Hager.
Okay, look, I'm desperate to like big bad guys, but not...
Even you have your limits.
I have fucking standards. I'm going to skip the Mixed Martial Arts Awards. My co-host doesn't really watch it that much.
Yeah, Moon King's our Mixed Martial Arts guy, so, he's the only one that really had... The only thing I did about Mixed Martial Arts is I accidentally watched them while getting Mexican food, and I also watched fucking Conor McGregor get his ass kicked. That's it.
I mean, that'll be talked about later in biggest box office draws. I'm going to talk about that. Okay. But here we go. Best on interviews, Eddie Kingston.
Yep.
Honestly, yeah. More than anything else, and it comes down to one simple fact that I think has really been lost since, Vince McMahon kind of said, hey, wrestling's fake. Believability.
Yeah.
I believe every word Eddie Kingston says. I really do.
He is the realest. I'm not sure if it's cadence or what he says. He comes off as genuine in every single thing he says. And it's not to hark on a catchphrase we rip on. It's a breath of fresh air to see somebody actually seem like they mean what they say, instead of just talking with the same cadence, talking with the same vocabulary, like WWE does. WWE has no stale fucking promos because you can't say certain things. You have to say it in a certain way.
Until you get to the heels, that Apollo Crews fucking promo last night was something else to me. To me.
I kind of paused before I went on /PW after that because I knew I was going to see somebody just with a green test that says "we." I don't want to deal with this.
I saw that actually. I went on the fucking I saw "we." Number 2, Jon Moxley. I get it. I don't believe him. I think he's a massive fucking dork, personally.
I mentioned this the other day watching AEW. He doesn't have a gimmick. His gimmick is that he's just really into 90s Japanese fucking deathmatch wrestling.
He's like a guy who wants to be at Sushi Onita. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say. If you know, you know.
Everything he says just comes off as him being kind of a smart, a mark for 90s Japanese wrestling. He'll just reference fucking shit. I don't get the same real feel from him. He also has the unfortunate Codyism in his inflections, where he starts out kind of quiet and then gets louder and louder progressively in a very stilted manner.
Not to mention his fucking hunched over like anti Vince McMahon fucking walk everywhere he goes, like he's hunched over and he's fucking flailing his arms back and forth, and then he fucking goes, and then he's like, you know, and then he'll walk around some more.
He walks like a giant from Skyrim.
He does. And that's every fucking promo. That's like every joke whenever we bring up Cody. Start real sad, get real mad, bring up my dad. Like when you follow a specific like everything about it.
Start real sad, get real mad, maybe even bring up my dad.
Yeah, that's Cody, man.
Yeah.
And John Moxley is fucking spout a few lines of word, hunch walk around. Spout a few lines of word, fucking chase down the Dragonborn with your club. Shit like that. Number 3 was MJF, and I can't sign off on that because the dude's been literally cutting the same promo since he signed with the company. And you can even argue he's been cutting the same promo since before he signed with the company.
I was defending him for the longest time. He was like, no, he's not that bad. He's like, at least like he gets the point across. At least like, like he'll say stuff interesting on the fly. But you can't say stuff interesting on the fly when there's no one to talk to you on the fly. There's no crowd, and I think that really hinders him because you can't shit talk the crowd. That was the best thing about MJF. He would say the same shit all the time, but like somebody in the crowd will say something, and he will fucking come right back with a clever quip.
Shout out to that one time when the crowd booed him while he just had a microphone in his hand, but he didn't even say a word yet. They just fucking booed him out of the building, and he was just standing there.
Shout out to the one time he wasn't picked for dodgeball, so he popped all the balls.
He was a lot better on the indies.
That was the guy who ran that show and also him, because that was the peak of Orange Cassidy. Does something or whatever.
But that's because on the indies there's literally no one to tell you no, but you're working with a bunch of other people and you're performing for a very specific audience that's into it. You're not performing for a like worldwide watching, Yeah. So there's
Yeah, on the indies, you can threaten to fuck somebody's fucking girlfriend until she can't walk anymore. Can't really do that on AEW television.
You could fucking have a dodgeball match in the middle of your wrestling show.
Can you even call that a wrestling show? There was Teddy Hart fucking reads a story.
No, okay. You can't tell me that the 1 minute Iron Man match between Chuck and fucking Dustin and Greg wasn't the greatest fucking thing you'd ever seen in your life.
5 more seconds. 5 more seconds.
Oh my God! Who could forget about the 7 out of 13 falls match?
That was Logan Easton Lemieux. Logan
versus Chris Brooks.
Yeah,
Brooksy. God, I fucking love Chris Brooks in Japan. DDT was fucking great, man. God, it still is. I'm so glad I subscribed to Wrestle Universe, man. They're not our sponsor today, but I just want to talk about how fucking great Noah, fucking Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling, so you get to see Maki Ito all the time. DDT, so you get to see the Ito Respect Army all the time.
If you want to go back to 2019, get fucking Orange Cassidy Does Something or whatever. It was a WrestleMania weekend show. It was fucking phenomenal. I will never forget fucking Teddy Hart reading a book about fucking My Cat Fluffy to chants of "That's fucked up. That's fucked up."
It was a good moment, but honestly, we can't condone Teddy Hart's actions. He's Teddy Hart. He's Teddy Hart. Best weekly TV show.
I wonder what that is.
It's Wednesday Night Dynamizzle, followed by NXT, followed by the worst fucking thing on the internet today. I hate being the elite. I fucking hate it. I hate it.
That's not a TV show.
No, wait, it did say best weekly TV show. Dark also is on there.
What? How's that no? It's on TV.
I don't know.
Are the fucking Wrestling Observer newsletter smart so fucking stupid they don't know what TV is?
Yes. But yeah, AEW Dynamite won. Who else would have won? NXT came in second. Who else would have come in second? Being the Elite is garbage. It is literal fucking garbage.
I don't watch Being the Elite. I never watched Being the Elite. I've never liked the Young Bucks as personality, so I can only fucking imagine the hell I would go through watching that.
I used to like it. I did. I'm gonna be that guy. I'm gonna admit it. I used to like the Young Bucks as being the Elite. Last week there was an episode. Oh hey, Gallows and Anderson, why didn't you come out and save us right away? Oh sorry, we were just busy jerking our cocks off into our mouth.
They stole our excuse. That's why we haven't done a podcast in so long.
Call back. How you doing? They were jerking off. They couldn't save the Young Bucks getting beaten down because they were jerking off.
Fucking Ray's gonna come in next time we do a fucking podcast. Like, sorry guys, I was jerking off. I couldn't have done that fucking Wrestling Observer newsletter podcast with you guys. I don't care about Being the Elite. I don't care about it. Never watch it. I have no clue if it's good or not. It's not a TV show. It's not a fucking TV show.
I'm done talking about it. I'm done. I'm shoot angry.
Well, talk about, like, the less obvious shit. SmackDown had a good year. SmackDown had a really good year.
SmackDown always has a good year. Okay.
Like I didn't like SmackDown the last 2 years. I thought SmackDown was way overhyped. I thought like it was just marginally better than Raw. SmackDown had a good year. I thought SmackDown was the best weekly television. Not the most consistent, but their peaks are way better than some of the lows from other brands.
Yeah.
That makes sense. But their peaks were better than some of the peaks from other brands, or the lows weren't as low as some of the lows.
Yeah. They've had a good resurgence recently.
Yeah.
We're gonna move on. Match of the year. The Young Bucks versus Omega and Page won.
I didn't watch that match. I'm okay with it being the best match of the year because I'm perfectly okay with it. To me, like, I didn't mention this during the best tag team of the year thing, but honestly, like, my best tag team of the year was probably Kenny and Hangman. I like their shit. Like, I don't like the gimmick. I never liked the gimmick of their entire thing being like, won't they break up? Are they going to break up soon? Who knows? They could be friends. They could never break up. They're going to break up. But, like, I thought, like, without that, they were a very good tag team. I thought they were the best tag team of the year. So them and the Young Bucks having a very good match, I'm not shocked.
I just look. I didn't watch the match either, and I'm okay with you being okay with it. Personally, you know what I see it as? I see it as four guys who are the exact same wrestler wrestling in a tag match.
No, one of them wears cowboy stuff to the ring. They're not the same.
They all do fucking super kicks. They all do flips. They all do dumb shit. I'm going to get on to one move later. I'm really going to get into one move later.
I was going to say, one of them has a finisher you could almost take seriously. I'm not talking about the one you're about to talk about, but, like, the one-winged angel is a good move.
We're going to have to talk about that one anyway. But,
yeah.
Okada, Kota Ibushi. Ibushi should have won last year, I guess, is what I'm saying. I like Naito. I like Los as much as everybody else. Don't get me wrong, but he's a lot better chasing than he is holding.
Yeah, he's one of those guys.
The Bucks and FTR. Did you watch that match?
I'm not going to watch any match I had to fucking pay $50 to watch.
No, that was on pay-per-view. That's right. Okada and Naito. Walter, Ilya Dragunov should have won.
See, I didn't watch that much. I didn't watch that much either. Spoiler alert, like, anybody who watches this who sees our Facebook and Twitter, anything that I don't shitpost there, I just didn't watch. Like, straight up, I like, with COVID and stuff, I kind of, like, not that I fell out of wrestling, but, like, I'm not going to go out of my way to watch it as much as I used to. Like, I have more of a drive now. I kind of want to watch some more stuff, but, like, last year, just with COVID and all this jazz, I just kind of Yeah, if it's not on TV, if I had to pay money for it, like I need to save my money.
I mean, that's why we got to watch Japan, honestly, because Japan has crowds.
Yeah,
they've allowed crowds, and it's a good atmosphere.
I'm surprised like AEW does, but I'm surprised WWE hasn't brought back crowds yet because like
they have not as much as Japan's, but they brought back crowds.
WWE, because I know AEW did.
No. Oh, I thought you were talking about AEW. My bad. No. WWE has kind of in the Capitol Wrestling Center, like there's like 10 or 15 people who are audience members, and then like the rest are Performance Center dudes, including Eichmann.
Also, can I just mention, just off like a little tangent off fucking all this shit?
Go ahead.
Like when whoever's in charge of the directing with AEW, when everybody's singing along to fucking Judas, stop paying to the fucking paid the paid fucking wrestlers, because like it's just really distracting that like you're forcing it. It's a forced meme at this point.
Look, like, everybody's gotten sick of
it. They're way overdoing it, and they're overdoing it because that's the only way to get off fucking TV. Because they're stuck on dark. Everybody that's there.
Yeah. You know, we've been saying this for years. Judas is bad.
Judas is a bad song. We
used to think it was good.
We mentioned this before. We used to have a term for this because, like, we used to think Judas was good before. Mainly you and Moon King.
Yeah,
but then we came up with a term like it's not good. It's just good in comparison to all fucking Fozzie's other shit, and we call that the Juice effect. And this was before a move was named after this. Jericho, we want the royalties for this.
We deserve the royalties. Look. I highly doubt that Chris Jericho listened to our podcast and like I'm gonna steal that.
I highly doubt we actually mentioned it in the fucking podcast.
No, we just texted it through each other. So I highly doubt Chris Jericho broke in and fucking stole our fucking.
He's hacking it.
I was wondering why that fucking Google fucking login from Winnipeg came from.
He's fucking hacker man hacking into our fucking Discord conversation. Juice effect, huh? A little bit of bubbly. I don't know.
But it's fun. It's fun to. You know, drink a little bit of the bubbly and fucking think that Chris Jericho stole our shit. Worst match of the year: Braun Strowman versus The Fiend in the Swamp Fight. Yeah, sure.
Was that a match?
There was no Mania
match. It wasn't Mania. It was Extreme Rules. Horror show Extreme Rules.
Was it? Oh yeah, Mania was the Firefly Funhouse. Which wasn't even on their best match of the year list. Like the Firefly Funhouse was great.
The Mania match, if you're counting these what they call cinematic type wrestling matches, which I personally don't, but if you're counting it, the Mania match that the Fiend had was the fucking best because the John Cena shit was fucking awesome.
Yeah, the Firefly Funhouse match. Phenomenal match. Followed by Bill Goldberg and the Fiend.
Yeah.
Followed by the match where Matt Hardy almost died.
Yeah, one of them seems like it should be a little bit higher because someone almost died because of negligence and
only got 148 votes compared to the winning 179.
Weird. Yeah, it's not even mentioning the match where Alex Reynolds almost died.
God, yeah, he got concussed and then like no one noticed except
they dragged him to the corner and
because eventually
back in eventually.
Eventually Braxton noticed and he's like, "Fuck, drag him." Drag him out.
And he came back for a spot too. Like, come on, AEW.
But we don't run a sloppy shop, Cole. He just got knocked by the old soup bowl. United States, Canada MVP. Who else would it have been other than fucking Mr. I'm Zandig, but worse himself, John Moxley.
Can we just call it the Can-Am MVP? Can-Am is a term that's commonly used. Just call it Can-Am.
All right, yes. He should do that. The Mexico MVP, Rey Fenix. I didn't even notice Pagano was on the list! Fucking Pagano! God, I fucking hate Pagano so goddamn much! Oh my god. He's number 3. He's above L.A. Park, Volador Jr., Kenny Omega.
Is Kenny Omega on every list?
Okay, you know what? The only time I will accept Pagano is that he's above Kenny Omega.
I like Kenny Omega. I can't say those things.
Hodge Award, non-heavyweight MVP. For all them cruiserweights. Hiromu Takahashi only won because he came back from a broken neck. Takahashi isn't that good of a junior anymore. He's not that good since coming back. Sorry to burst y'all's bubble.
I like Hiromu.
Look, you can like Hiromu all you want. He's not as good as before the fucking neck injury.
Okay.
Followed by Phoenix Allen.
Darby Fine
Mysterio and LP. LP should have won. Phantasmo's phenomenal. Feud of the year. Jon Moxley losing every promo but winning every match.
That's a fucking feud right there.
Jon Moxley versus Kingston. Number 2, Cody Rhodes versus Brody Lee.
Can we talk about that feud?
Remember when Cody...
Let me talk about the feud for a second. Because I look back, because I forgot almost everything about the feud except for that fucking King's Awesome. The feud started because of a casino battle royal where King was never eliminated, so he demanded a title shot. So it was just a reprisal of Axelmania. So they had a match, and he was put in a choke, but he didn't tap out. So after that, it turned into, well, I didn't tap out. It was just an entire thing of him just being like, well, not really. I didn't really lose. And that's the entire fucking, that's the entire feud.
It's like that kid you never wanted to play with because, oh, no, you didn't shoot me.
No, I have anti-laser armor on. You can't shoot me with a laser.
Right.
It's wrestling's pretend. I hate to burst everybody's bubble here, but it's just as pretend as that scenario. You could make it more dignified than being like, nuh-uh. You lost.
Followed by Cody Rhodes and Brody Lee. I guess I like the dog collar match.
I'm done talking about Cody for the rest of my fucking life.
Followed by Kenny Omega and Adam Page. Did they have a feud?
No, they had a tag team that was basically a feud disguised as a tag team, and then I think they had 2 weeks where they were feuding, and then they kind of just went their separate ways.
Okay, I figured as much. We're going to go to worst feud of the year. I'm only really going to read the top 3 unless something really pisses me off underneath. Worst feud of the year, Bray Wyatt versus Braun Strowman.
I can't argue with that, but I will say I didn't like the fucking Randy Orton ship more.
Which was second.
Yeah.
Followed then by Lana and Nia Jax, which first off, no. That was a decent feud. I enjoyed it.
Can I also say it's because it might be just because I go away he was fucking Britt Baker, but the Arrow of Monroe versus Britt Baker feud was fucking abysmal. It was just atrocious. It took way too much time. No, it was this year.
2020?
Yeah, 2020. Well, yeah, last year. Yeah, 2020.
Yes. Yeah, that feud was awful.
Yeah, don't forget, Britt Baker's the most improved wrestler, but she's also 8th in the fucking worst match category.
All right, we're going to go to
I'm not calling her by her real name or her fucking shoot name, fake name. It's Ariel Monroe.
Her fucking shoot name.
Her birth name of Big Swole.
You called her that, not me. Most charismatic MJF, followed with 8 votes by Orange Cassidy, the guy who doesn't say a word and doesn't do anything.
Yeah, charismatic.
Followed then by fucking.
I'm glad Dave's fans are also fans of the movie Drive.
Jesus. Followed by Hunchback himself, Jon Moxley, followed by Tanahashi, followed by the guy who should have won, Eddie Kingston.
How do you win best promo but not most charismatic?
Shut up.
Isn't a promo the best bar for charisma.
Well, I guess you have to be charismatic in the ring as well. Which I mean, when your entire charisma comes from you fucking hunched over, leering, fucking back and forth. No wonder why Jon Moxley was voted third, because that's all he fucking does. We're gonna talk about the Bruiser Brody Memorial Award for Best Brawler, which shouldn't have gone to Jon Moxley, but did anyway.
Is he a fucking brawler? Like I can't wrap my head around this because like what there's so few pure brawlers in wrestling anymore. Like
I always used to see brawler as a term for a guy who was bad at wrestling but really fun to watch, because he'd just go out there and look like he beat the shit out of the other guy.
Yeah,
he wasn't good, but he was believable. That's what I've always assumed a brawler was.
like I said before in Discord, until Chris Dickinson wins that award, it's an invalid award. Chris Dickinson is the best brawler.
He is. Number one on the most overrated is Bray Wyatt, I guess. Remember when people fucking used to call Bray Wyatt underutilized? I also remember that. Evil at number 2, to which my question is, who the fuck is rated evil?
Well, like, there's this thing, like, on the Reddit that I saw, they just put in parentheses by over pushed, because that's what they mean. They should just call it over pushed, because that's what they apparently are doing. Because if you're going overrated, Darby Allin's right there. Cody's right there. They are both very average wrestlers who are way overrated by the fans.
Cody does come in on this list. Number 7 comes in on
Darby
this list.
needs to be there. Mr. Next Thing, because I wear face paint, Darby Allin.
Darby isn't on this list, but King Corbin is at number 3. I don't agree with that personally. Corbin's a great wrestler, and he's not over pushed. He's put everywhere where he needs to be because he's the most utilitarian fucking heel since The Miz. All right? That's why people didn't like the fucking Miz either, because he was good enough to hang with everybody, and you could fit him in any position and it'd be fucking believable.
How could you be like over pushed, but also like not really win that much? Because Corbin doesn't win that much.
When was the last time he won anything?
He retired Kurt Angle, and that's the only thing I can remember.
He did. And from what I've heard from the Kurt Angle podcast, Kurt was against it, but he said Corbin was a good guy backstage. So that completely ruins Baron Corbin's entire fucking personality. Thanks, Kurt. You broke kayfabe again.
He's a Chiefs fan, so he's still a piece of shit at heart.
Rookie of the year, of course, goes to none other than Pat McAfee. Shout out.
Like, the rookie category is something that's like, it's important to have, but it's also very weird because like rookie usually either means a person who made their name elsewhere and just got into wrestling, or somebody who I saw on GCW like 2 years ago, who Dave hasn't saw, so now he's a rookie. Shout out to Blake Christian, who's also on the list.
I'm just stealing Pat McAfee's gimmick since he shit all over the IWC on his podcast yesterday.
Good. More people should.
Followed by Anna Jay, which, no, she's not a good wrestler either. SB Kento, never personally watched, I don't think, so I'm not going to comment on that. Dominic Mysterio was on there. Top Flight were on there, and they're okay. Willie Hobbs, what has he done?
Top Flight 2, though, they're the team with fucking Airwolf, right?
No longer Airwolf, he is now Darius Carter.
Yes, but like it's not gimmick. Like you're not rookie if you change your gimmick. We saw Airwolf like in 2018 in a fucking WrestleMania weekend show.
And MLW.
Yeah, he's not a rookie.
Which obviously people have seen Airwolf because MLW Fusion was voted 9th on Best Weekly Television Show.
Yeah.
Then Benjamin Carter, great. Blake Christian, yeah. Alan Angel, okay. And Yuki Masahiro. Or Mashiro. I don't know. I don't know much about her either. Best television announcer. I'm just running through this shit. There's a lot of awards.
Excalibur deserves it. Shout out to my boy Excalibur.
He does. And you know who doesn't deserve it? Kevin Kelly. Kevin Kelly's still fucking garbage. Tony Schiavone, hey, it's good that people love Tony Schiavone still.
Yeah, fucking Starbucks Tony.
Yeah. Followed by the Worst Television Show Award, which of course goes to WWE's Monday Night Raw.
I will defend that one. Raw is always going to deserve it as long as they have that fucking third hour.
The Worst Television Show Monday Night Raw with a resounding award of 1,117 votes. Followed closely by Impact Wrestling with a resounding 25. I thought that was pretty funny.
Well, yeah, it's probably the only 25 people who watch Impact.
990. No, Impact, people love Impact, dude. Yeah. The only people who don't like Impact are the people who haven't watched it recently, and they're still in that lull TNA phase.
See, I'm lucky because I fucking remember TNA, Impact now from like 2019 when they were fucking awesome. They were hands down the best fucking show. 2018, I should say.
Yeah. But they lost a lot of their big talent, but they've got a lot of new talent in Black Taurus. So there's that.
We don't talk about Black Taurus.
I love Taurus.
He scares me.
Promoter of the Year, Tony Khan, followed closely by Dana White with 40 votes compared to Tony Khan's 1,056.
Give me a second. I'm not done laughing at Tony Khan winning anything. Yeah. He's not going to win a Super Bowl. I'll fucking tell you that much.
Okay, see, like, is playing with your action figures on live television worthy of being Promoter of the Year?
See, the thing
is putting a fucking shirtless 8-year-old child on television worthy of being Promoter of the Year?
See, my thing is that what does Tony Khan actually fucking do other than hire people? Does he do anything?
He jerks himself off on Twitter.
Because from all, like, every time I see anything, it's like the wrestlers kind of running shit. It's fucking mostly like the heads of like booking and shit are fucking not Tony Khan. Tony Khan just hires people.
Yeah.
He pays. He has money. That's all he does.
Yeah.
Is he gets his daddy's money to pay for this shit.
Followed by Dana White, then Sanshiro Takagi of Stardom, then Harold Mage, who isn't even the New Japan promoter anymore, followed by Joe Koff and Brett Lauderdale, tied with 16 votes, GCW and ROH respectively.
Oh, shout out to Brett Lauderdale. GCW should win a lot more. GCW is awesome.
Yeah. And then number 6, Vince McMahon coming in with 14. That still makes him better than Ian Rotten. So, fuck Ian Rotten.
It's not hard to be better than Ian Rotten in multiple ways.
Best gimmick goes to Orange Cassidy, which hasn't been true since 2018.
Once again, I'm glad that Meltzer's fucking fans watch Drive. Drive's a good movie. Not a very good wrestling gimmick.
Followed by Brody Lee, rest in peace. Followed by the Tribal Chief, who should have been best gimmick of the year because that, I mean, you want to talk about a fucking career resurgence.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, no. If you talk about like gimmicks that you can actually name why it's awesome and like talk about, the Tribal Chief and the Exalted One are fantastic. Orange Cassidy, just being a cartoon of what Orange Cassidy was on the Indies, not very good.
Darby Allin as the next Sting was also on this list.
Yeah, he wears face paint.
And
Sting's coming to teach him how to draw the rest of his face. That's what this is leading up to.
And of course, Adam Page as the depressed millennial cowboy.
You know, that should have won. I fucking love Adam Page as the depressed cowboy.
So, apparently, have you seen that? Apparently, you missed a big part of the segment where Adam Page traded out the contracts.
It's funny because I saw that, I was like, oh shit, I fucked up, and then I realized, no, that kind of makes my point just as clear. Because Matt
Hardy didn't watch it then. Someone didn't watch the fucking show. It comes down to someone's not watching the show.
It turns out that somebody's committing contract fraud. Either way. It doesn't matter. You can't just be like, okay, yeah, I'll sign the contract. Look that way. And then flip it. That's not fucking, like, that's not legal. You can't do that. Also, why does he have a contract on hand?
Why didn't he look at it? Why didn't Matt Hardy look?
Did he sign it? I don't think he signed it on air. Was it stage report? There's so many things I didn't know. Like, it's still contract fraud.
How did he get Matt Hardy's signature? Because Matt Hardy will have had to have looked at the contract to sign it.
Like, either way, it's contract fraud. Either way, if Matt Hardy would go to any court, like, the contract would be ripped up.
Wrestling. It's so fucking stupid. Best Wrestling Move Award. Number 1, the One-Winged Angel.
That is that's like fucking going for a run up the middle at first down. Like, it's the safest bet you could do, I guess. Not gonna fucking win you anything, but like, I guess it's safe.
Look, man. Made in Japan is still the best fucking move, and it's not even on this fucking top 10.
The fucking what's it called? The Hidden Blade is number 4. That should be number 1. That move's fucking awesome.
No, the Hidden Blade's number 6. Number 4 is the Kamigoye.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, number 6. The Hidden Blade's awesome. The Hidden Blade should be way higher.
Number 2 is the current worst move going in wrestling today. And yes, I mean that. The Buckshot Lariat fucking sucks. It fucking sucks.
You never know, though. Byron Saxton can come out every time and do the Saxonator.
Look, man. Look. He does a front flip, but instead of like being able to immediately go into a fucking clothesline because his opponent is never in position, he has to stop and stand for them to get into position, then hit them with the lariat. It's not like it takes like multiple seconds for it to happen. It usually takes like half a second, but it's stilted enough to just piss me off every time. It's just not fluid.
What do you expect from fans that fucking voted the Stormbreaker as the best move of last year? A fucking neck breaker.
Best this year.
A fucking neck breaker with all the bells and whistles possible, but still a fucking neck breaker. It is, as I said yesterday, it is the people's elbow of neck breakers. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't make it more impactful. It just fucking adds like stuff to it. Just adds unnecessary shit to it.
Japanese MVP is wrongfully Tetsuya Naito, followed wrongfully by Kota Ibushi. And Go Shiozaki's number 3. He should have been 1.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I gotta say. Also, fucking Naruki Doi should have been on this list somewhere.
That's why it frustrates me that like Dave's fans do these fucking list votes, because I get it. I get why, because he wants money. But like, in all honesty, how many of them are gonna fucking buy every single like subscription service and buy every pay-per-view to watch every match instead of just go to the fucking 4 that like Dave Meltzer talks about the most, which is NJPW, AEW, WWE, and NJPW again.
Yeah. Before I go on to the next award, I just want to make a quick addendum. Not Naruki Doi, Tetsuya Endo. European MVP Wrestling Award goes to Walter. I don't understand why you need to have this category. I mean, you have this category, but this is like the only 5 people remaining that didn't fucking didn't call out and speaking out.
Yes, the 5 people that didn't diddle kids are up for an award.
Fuck it. Women's Wrestling MVP Bailey. Cactus, what do you have to say about that?
What do I have to say about that? Let me scroll to where I fucking actually have notes on this. The women's division took a huge step back. Is basically all I fucking had to say about. Like, Bailey didn't have that good of a year, but like in a year where there's a lot of fluke injuries and a lot of fucking mismanagement in the divisions and a lot of wrestlers getting pregnant and shit, I guess she had the best year.
No,
she has the best ass.
That's what I pulled the U for.
I did put something here. I want Jordan Grace to win just because I'm a mark for Big Mama, Thick Mama Pump, and the Impact Knockouts don't get enough credit ever.
No, Deonna Purrazzo was pretty fucking good.
Yeah, Jordan Grace had a good run. Fucking Purrazzo. Yeah, like somebody from Impact's Knockouts is probably the safest bet because the Knockouts are the best women's like division in North America by shoots and ladders by fucking miles.
Kylie Ray left Impact.
Yeah.
You know, if you're going to go into conspiracy theory shit real quick, I mean, she left and then AEW partnered with Impact. It kind of seems to happen that she never wants to be involved with AEW.
Yeah, Smiley Kylie, like, she left Impact. Statlander got injured, unfortunately. She could have been, like, somebody to look out for.
You would hope.
So I like Statlander.
But the thing with her is the same thing I've been saying about kind of Candice LeRae. Just because you have great intergender matches doesn't mean you're going to have good women's matches, and I didn't really see any good women's matches from Chris.
Yeah. Well, the women's division in AEW is fucking awful, so it could be just who she's taking on.
Right. I mean, the fucking NWA Women's Champion was fucking shown off more than... Okay, we're going to follow that up with the best box office draw. Keyword draw, meaning fans that are buying the product, okay? Keep that in mind while I read off to you this fucking, this top 8. Okay? Conor McGregor, number 1. Moxley, number 2. Jericho, number 3. Naito, number 4. Reigns, number 5. 6, Omega. 7, the Young Bucks. 8, Khabib Nurmagomedov. Now, let me tell you a little something about why I only went to 8 instead of reading off all 10 that got voted, which included fucking Cody and Jorge Masvidal. Okay, let me tell you real quick. We're gonna count draw into the effect, meaning drawing fans, drawing money. Correct?
A box office draw. Some would say.
Right, a box office draw. let me tell you the last 4 AEW buy rates. Okay.
Yes.
For Revolution. 102,500 buys. Double or Nothing, 117,500 buys. All Out, 105,000. Full Gear, 100,000 flat. Pretty respectable, right? Like you'd say that's a pretty respectable draw.
$50 for a fucking wrestling pay-per-view in 2020. Yes, it is respectable, I guess.
Right. Let me tell you. Let me tell you the buy rates for UFC, which you have to pay $7 to pay $60. Right. Right. Let me tell you the draw of Khabib Nurmagomedov's last 3 fights. UFC 254, 675,000. Oh, already beat all of all of AEW's combined. UFC 229, 2.4 million buys.
That's more than what's on. That's more than like triple what's usually on fucking Dynamite weekly.
Yeah.
That's free television.
Yeah. Conor McGregor's last 3 fights. 1.6 million buys, 1 million buys, 2.4 million buys. When Khabib and fucking Conor fought, they got 2.4 million buys.
Yes.
Those men are box office draws. I can understand why you put Conor up at the top because Conor had more buys than Khabib Nurmagomedov. I can't see why you put fucking Moxley and Jericho above Reigns when Reigns, he gets a weekly viewership of 3 million fans a week.
Yes. On the same free TV that AEW cannot get 1 million on.
It's just you obviously don't understand what a fucking draw is because you listen to Dave fucking Meltzer. Dave doesn't know what a fucking draw is.
Yeah, that's why that especially like confusing. Why are you having fans vote on something that you should be able to back up with numbers?
Yeah. You'd have to back that one up with fucking numbers. And you know what? Fucking Hulk Hogan was a draw in the 90s. Everyone who was in their 40s was a draw in the fucking 90s. Everyone who was in their 40s was a draw in the 2000s. Everybody who fucking Dave Meltzer has a stick up his ass and doesn't like is a fucking draw. And you want to know why? Because Dave Meltzer doesn't know what makes wrestling work.
I have one note about the box office draw category. And that one note is do the fucking Irish accent.
Oh, give me your fucking draw, mate. Fucking, sorry. I'll give you a little round of these little Davy Melts. I'll fucking give you a little punch in the kidneys.
That's all they wanted.
most improved, Britt Baker.
Who, like I said, was also in the 8th worst match in September. It's not even like early in the year.
Okay, I'm just going to say this right now. John Silver doesn't deserve to be on the most improved
John
wrestler.
Silver has always been awesome. If you think John Silver's the most improved wrestler, it's because you have not seen John Silver before AEW.
No, he was just this great. I mean, I've been a mark for the Meat Man for a few years now. I fucking love Johnny.
The Beaver Boys are fucking awesome.
Yeah.
John Silver, like I said, the only reason you would think that John Silver is not, like the only way you think that John Silver is the most improved is if you have not seen John Silver before, so he's improved from nothing in your mind. Like, John Silver's awesome. He's fantastic. He's always been fantastic. He's always going to be fantastic. He's shorter than me, which is a rare feat, and he's stronger than me, which is very common.
Yeah.
Even Oliver thinks that he should be the top.
Yeah. Yoshihashi's on this list. That's all I got to say about that.
Maybe he
is also on the most improved list.
I fucking still am mad about Matt Riddle winning Rookie of the Year and also most improved. What do you fucking improve of? What bar is set when you are the rookie? Like, did you improve from literally not wrestling? How the fuck is that possible?
I don't know, man.
Like, from that bar, the Rookie of the Year should always be the most improved because they're a rookie. I fucking hate Wrestling Observer newsletter.
I have mild complaints about the next one. The Bryan Danielson Award for the Best Technical Wrestler goes to Zack Sabre Jr. for the 7th year in a row, followed by Bryan Danielson, followed by Jonathan Gresham.
Jonathan Gresham should have won at least one of those 7 years. And also, where's my fucking technical Schlack? Schlack should be on there.
Schlack Sabre Jr. should have been on there, but
Schlack Sabre Jr.
I'm gonna say this. If you didn't vote Jonathan Gresham as the best wrestler or best technical wrestler of last year, you did yourself a disservice by not watching Ring of Honor. They brought back the Pure Wrestling or the Pure Rules title for Jonathan Gresham, and it has been the best, most technical wrestling I have ever watched. I love Jonathan Gresham. I love the Pure Rules. This is why I've kind of been like really a big advocate for Ring of Honor recently. I know you've kind of noticed it in our DMs. You know, I've been a big kind of shouter out of, hey, Ring of Honor is really coming back, guys.
Yeah.
Because it's carved its niche out through this Pure Rules, which is led by the best technical wrestler in the world, Jonathan Gresham. Followed, if I were to make a top 3 for best technical wrestler, I wouldn't really know the third that well because the top 2 would be Jonathan Gresham, followed by Lee Moriarty. Daniel Maccabee at number 3.
Daniel Maccabee's awesome. Daniel Maccabee's fucking awesome. And also, let me just TLDR of what Hash is trying to say. If you don't like Jonathan Gresham, you don't like black people. On to the next category. Yeah, Daniel Maccabee deserves a shout out, but he didn't wrestle for like 6 months of last year, so
2 goddamn beers at the same goddamn time.
Schlack Sabre Jr. should always be on the top of technical wrestler list. He could almost do like a fucking somersault.
We're going to go to the Best High Flyer Award, which should have been won by Hijo del Vikingo, and I will take no one else's answer. Rey Fenix was number 1, followed by Will Ospreay, who is now a heavyweight and doesn't fly as much. Go fucking figure. Most underrated, Ricochet. Meaning
I'm glad you put those together. I'm really glad you put those together. Was Ricochet on the high flyer list?
No.
He's not there?
No.
Okay, well, how is the
Matt
guy? How's the guy on the top of your high flyer list? He hasn't won jack shit. How is he not like the most underrated? Because Ricochet at least kind of did stuff this year. I think he won a feud against fucking God.
He's been winning against Retribution.
Yeah, he won a feud against Retribution. That wasn't very good. But Ray Phoenix hasn't done shit. Like he's great. He's fantastic. My first sentence with the most underrated is, why haven't Lucha Bros won a fucking title yet?
He lost. He lost to fucking Kenny Omega in Mexico last year.
Fantastic.
Oh! He also lost to Lance Archer last week. I mean, what do you? I don't know what you're talking about. Ray Phoenix is not under pushed. Okay, he just loses every match he has.
Yeah, like seriously, like Ricochet, I get it, and this is why I fucking mentioned this before. We're gonna talk about Ricochet's fucking promo ability before. This is something we all expected. We all knew Ricochet was great, but he can't really do a promo, so he's gonna like Vince McMahon's not gonna see him as a guy who's gonna be like pushable.
Honestly, you should put him under a mask.
Yeah, we all had that in the back of our heads that unless Ricochet improves his promo delivery, he's not really going anywhere. And unfortunately, we are right. I'm not saying that I'm not defending Ricochet not going anywhere, but I am saying it kind of cushions the blow. The fact that we expect anybody with a brain would have expected this because we've dealt with this shit before.
Yeah.
Whereas the Lucha Bros, there's no excuse not to push them. I'd even Goto should be on the list somewhere.
Goto is not, but Toa Henare is.
Henare, my boy.
Look, man, I'm sure Henare has been great.
Yeah. Apollo Crews, I'm glad they're finally doing something with him. He's been under push for a fucking while.
Yeah, he wasn't on that list either.
I'm glad they're finally doing something with him, even if it is I'm proud of my heritage. Boo gimmick.
Hey, my grandpa was a wise guy. Boo! This motherfucker! Boo!
I love my family and my history. I like my grandpa.
Silence, African! I was a big fan of the line where he said, "I'm a real African American." That one, that hit me in the in the hotep.
Once again, I curiously had to go on fucking /PW after that to see what they were doing.
Best non-wrestler award, Taz. It's the same Taz we've always had, except this time he brought back a title from ECW.
Yeah, it's just that. I don't know. I like what Don Callis is doing with Kenny Omega, and Adam Pearce existing is good.
Don Callis is number 3. Paul Heyman crying in the corner because Roman Reigns fucking didn't even give him a switch before he fucked his wife. Yeah, he won number 2. We're going to go to the worst television announcer, which should have been Kevin Kelly, but is Michael Cole instead, because there's a circle jerk around Michael Cole.
It should have been Jim Ross. Because Jim Ross is still doing the fucking same shit he always does, which is say weird, creepy, lecherous shit sometimes, and also act really kind of not, blatantly not giving a fuck about what's in the ring sometimes.
Beth Phoenix was also...
Beth Phoenix is fine. At least Michael Cole pays attention to what's in the ring. Jim Ross, sometimes he just trails off.
Look, and Beth Phoenix wasn't even that bad, honestly. She brought some insight that we don't usually have. A woman veteran perspective.
Yeah. She could tell you what moves are and also the curvature of Edge's penis. And those are two valuable things.
Not to mention, her shit with Breezango last year made me laugh every time. Because it was all just full of sexual innuendo, and she was just oblivious to it. They came out as plumbers, and she's like, "Oh yeah, they've offered to clean my pipes." And fucking Tom Phillips and Nigel McGuinness are just laughing, and she's like, "What?"
This is the best Big Bang Theory episode I've ever seen.
Best Booker. You want to throw out a guess?
I got to laugh again.
You are. It's Tony Khan.
What is he booked?
I don't know. But I will graciously accept second. Gato was second.
Oh yeah, you look like Gato. You haven't shaved your head in a while, wore a fucking bandana, so.
No, I haven't, man. I've really let my hair grow out, and Kiara won't let me shave it. So
you look suave. You look dandy, man. You look.
No,
God,
I don't.
I'm not a homosexual, but
I mean,
God damn, put a bag over your head and show me that ass.
Ouch. Man, we're going to talk about the worst promotion of the year, World Wrestling Entertainment, followed by LOL TNA, followed by LOL ROH, followed by MLW, which...
Are these people cognizant to the fact that CZW is still existing?
No, because New Japan was 5th on that.
Yeah, New Japan is higher up than I expected. They
Not
did have
only
it down here.
CZW, but maskless, packed IWA Mid-South, which... Oh, who's the promoter of IWA Mid-South? Oh, yeah, Ian Rotten.
Don't like Ian Rotten.
I hate Ian Rotten. Almost as much as fucking DJ Hyde.
There's 5 people Cole can't stand. Dave Meltzer, Jim Cornette, DJ Hyde, Quiet Storm, and Ian Rotten.
Yeah, that's right, Cody Hall. You get a pass.
Yeah, pass this time.
Ian Rotten exists.
Your existence is miserable enough. We don't need a rip on you.
Worst gimmick goes to the Fiend Bray Wyatt, followed by Retribution, followed by Alexa Bliss is possibly raped into submission, followed by Seth Rollins.
Alexa Bliss's gimmick is like just a weird fucking ICP fans fetish.
Yeah.
That's what I've gathered from this.
Number 4 is Seth Rollins, who my girlfriend would be arguing right now. No, he was the worst.
Yarn really does not like Seth.
Oh, no. Followed by Way to the Grandmaster, Master Wado.
Like, he's a good wrestler. I don't hate him, but, like, god damn, was that stupid fucking, like, name and catchphrase.
Oh, man.
Hey, way to the Grandmaster, Master Wado. Where's the Grandmaster? Over there. They show me the way to the Grandmaster, Master Wado. And I could go fucking ignore you, you shitty master, and go see the Grandmaster. Go fuck yourself.
Oh, man. Best pro wrestling documentary. Dark Side of the Ring, Owen Hart. Dark Side of the Ring, Chris Benoit. WWE The Last Ride. Dark Side of the Ring, Herb... Huh?
Chris who?
Steven Richards.
Oh, okay.
WWE The Last Ride. Dark Side of the Ring, Herb Abrams, which... oh, God, that's right. Herb Abrams was the fucking guy who did a bunch of coke. He was called Mr. Electricity.
Yeah. Yeah, he did a lot of coke in the case of stripper and had a heart attack.
That's how he died. He cut that one promo where someone like fucking busted him open, and then he went into the back and he looked like a fucking hedgehog covered in blood. Nobody does this to me. I'm gonna kill you. You know, fucking 80s cocaine promo. You can't kill David Arquette. I've watched that. I love You Cannot Kill David Arquette. I love that fucking documentary. Cactus, we need to watch it together, man. I love it. Yeah. Best major wrestling show, AEW Revolution 1.
I didn't watch it, so I don't really have a...
Because I don't have $50 to spend.
Yeah, no, it is... That's all I rant about in my notes about, is that, like, $50 could buy you, 5 months of the WWE Network, 5 months of IWTV, 5 months of NGPW World, 3 GCW pay-per-views with $5 to spare for 2 tall boys. $50 for a single pay-per-view is fucking bullshit.
It is. Followed by Wrestle Kingdom, followed by the G1 Climax, followed by the Brody Lee Tribute Show, followed by Double or Nothing, followed by Full Gear, followed by Wrestle Kingdom, followed by the Royal Rumble, followed by TakeOver Portland.
For $50, I get NJPW TV, AGPW fucking their streaming service, Noah's streaming service, and Star's streaming service, and still have money.
Yeah. Worst major wrestling show. Wow. Are you ready for this one?
Just rip the Band-Aid off.
WWE Super Showdown in Riyadh. Don't look up where it is. WWE Horror Show at Extreme Rules. Don't look up where it is. Fucking WrestleMania.
The horror show.
Money in the Bank. This one caught me off guard. AEW's All Out, which I do remember spending $50 for.
Yeah, I think that's the reason we don't spend $50 anymore.
Yeah. Survivor Series, WrestleMania, Night 1, and TLC.
Yeah, I can't, like, is Riyadh in Saudi Arabia? I actually don't know where the fuck Riyadh is. Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, Saudi Arabia, like, I can't complain about the Saudi shows, like, being on there, because the Saudi shows always suck ass. I don't like their Saudi fucking relationship.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you ready for the most disgusting promotional tactic?
Uh, let me guess things that definitely aren't it. The time somebody got concussed and was like sitting passed out for like a minute and they still continued the match. Is that it?
That didn't win, but it was in the top 5.
How about the time a tag team wrestler got knocked out and they dragged him to the side and still did spots afterwards without getting checked up by a doctor?
Nope.
How about the time somebody got suspended for making a rape joke and then came back like a fucking conquering hero?
Nope.
Okay, what is it?
WWE firing people during a pandemic year where they set record profits.
Oh no, doing what every company fucking does in a pandemic because, you're not making money. Whoa, they set records. I bet it has nothing to do with the fact they don't have to fucking travel.
That's what I was going to say. They did the same thing they do every year, except this time there's no travel expenses.
Which you could argue, I try to look up stats for it. I can't tell whether like the wrestlers still pay for their air and shit. But
Probably.
even if they do, it's still, you don't have to transfer the ring places. All the stage hands, you don't have to fucking pay for their traveling.
Right.
Like, it's still like a major expense to travel.
Not to mention, a few of them actually asked for it and then got it and then got upset that they got it.
Almost everybody who was fired, if it wasn't a pandemic year, everybody would just shrug because it's people that weren't used anyway.
Look, and Zelina Vega was manipulative in her release. I will say that. Yes, she was speaking out about wrestler unions. Yes, all this other fucking nonsense she was doing. But look, she caught wind from someone that she was going to get fired because of what she was doing for these third-party systems. So she decides to make a fucking OnlyFans immediately to make that look like the reason why they fired her.
Yeah.
Number 2 was WWE operating for months without COVID testing. Yeah. Look, they picked that up because Roman Reigns is coming back. I'll say that, yes, but that's because Roman's the face of their company. You want to protect the guy who is the face of your company who just came back from leukemia. That's why Steve Cutler got fired.
Yeah. Oh, so is that much worse than, I'm not sure if this, I haven't really looked it up, but I heard that like the Young Bucks had COVID at one point and they just never told anybody ever.
Jericho performed.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the Jericho thing.
Yeah.
I forgot about the Jericho thing. Yeah, that's not a promotional fucking. That's not a fucking horrible tactic. Also, the whole thing was like, worst promotional tactic. Yes, they promoted the fact they're firing people. That's what they did. They used that as a fucking tagline on their pay-per-view. We are firing people.
I don't understand what promotional tactic means because none of these are like tactics except for, none of these are really tactics. They're just things that a promotion did. Number 3, WWE stopping talent from third-party opportunities.
I guess that makes sense. A tactic used by promotion being a promotional tactic. It just, when you say promotional, I think you're using it to promote.
Yes. Number 4, Saudi Arabia. Number 5, AEW restarting Matt Hardy and Sammy Guevara. Number 6, Rey Mysterio losing his eye angle. Number 7.
Wait, is this not the same year that there's an angle where fucking Mox also became blind in an eye? Wasn't that a thing where people were ripping off? We're saying that WWE ripped off AEW.
Shut up.
Never mind. I'm sorry.
Number 7. This one kind of made me ask myself a couple questions. Dana White attempting to run a Native American reservation show in California to avoid COVID restrictions. That's not number 1.
Sounds like a start to a Scooby-Doo episode.
Whose running this illegal MMA fight in the Native American reservation.
Yeah, they
Dana White.
They lift off the mask of the fucking ghost chief as Dana White.
Number 8, WWE continuing to employ and push wrestlers with credible sexual allegations against them is tied with Bushiroad handling the death of Hana Kimura.
Can I ask a question? Sexual what? Sexual
allegations.
Allegations. So it was alleged. So like, there's no
credible.
You know, how credible?
There's a lot of air quotes around that, I believe. Personally.
Yes. Remember last time they fired somebody over credible sexual misconduct allegations. It turns out they didn't do anything.
Yeah.
It turns out that the female was lying, and they fired somebody for no reason.
Number 9, the Drake Maverick firing storyline with all the real firings.
That was kind of scummy.
Look, Drake, he was actually released. There was no real storyline from it. He was released, and he saved his job. Something no one else really wanted to do. He went out there, and he made them regret it. So they brought him back.
I was just want to say, a lot of the wrestlers who got cut are having very good career resurgences outside of WWE. Like, maybe not Miro. Miro kind of, I don't like his gimmick right now, but Leo Ruff is doing fucking wonders. And Leon Rush. Sorry. Leo Rush.
Sorry. Are you okay? Leon Ruff.
Dude, this has been an hour and 20 minutes. I drank 2 beers before this. Leave me alone. I had ice cream.
We're about to be done. Because the final award is the Pro Wrestling Book. The Young Bucks Killing the Business. I own a signed copy over there.
I guess everybody needs toilet paper.
Number two. Eighth Wonder of the World, the true story of Andre the Giant. Under the Black Hat, My Life in the WWE and Beyond by Jim Ross. I almost bought that book yesterday for $6. Just a fun fact.
Does it come with free barbecue sauce, though?
No, it doesn't. Number 4, Shamrock, The World's Most Dangerous Man. I wouldn't call that a pro wrestling book. Yes, Ken Shamrock professionally wrestles, but he's a mixed martial artist.
Yes. Well,
yeah. Number
just looked at number 5.
Number 5, the Wrestling Observer Yearbook, 1997. The last time WWF was number 2 by Dave Meltzer.
It's never going to happen again.
Number 6, Voices of Wrestling 2020 Japan Year in Review. And number 7, Master of the Ring, the biography of Buddy Rogers.
It reminds me of the meme I sent yesterday of someone fucking sucking their own dick, and it was about the fact that 3 of the 15 years that the best pro wrestling book was won by Brian Alvarez.
You want to let me ask you a question. Does it say which books have won?
I know one of them was the 10-year anniversary of freaking the fall of WCW.
Okay. All right. I wanted to ask if one of them was the totally unauthorized 100 things every WWE fan should know before they die.
That one last year. Yes.
Okay. Let me tell you about that book, because I also own that fucking book. It tells you things that the people who are buying that book already fucking know. Literally about every single detail. It just tells
Brian Alvarez, I should go to WrestleMania.
Yeah. Oh, there's other wrestling companies besides WWE. No fucking shit. People who know who you are, people who are buying your fucking book, know that there are other wrestling companies. You dumb fucking mark.
Yeah, so like the 3 that's won is Death of WCW, Death of WCW 10th year edition.
Just to really rub it in there, brother.
And 100 things that WWE fans should know and do before they die. Number 1, just kill yourself.
Dude,
WWE fans, just kill yourself, man.
I own the last 2 years of the fucking best pro wrestling book, and one of them is a biography where they openly stated we don't have wrestling training. I went and got some minor training from a dude from a flea market, and then I taught Brandon Cutler how to wrestle. No wonder why he sucks.
Man, that makes sense.
Apparently something about Frankie Kazarian being in the same class as well, but you know, and Too Cold Scorpio. So weird how old ass Frankie Kazarian's the same age as young ass Scorpio Sky. Yeah, so that's the Wrestling Observer, brother. This right here, dude, is what we call a rag sheet, Mean Gene.
God, I should have drunk those beers.
Oh my god, it's every time I say the Wrestling Observer, I just think of Hulk Hogan standing there with Randy Savage and his broken arm and Sting talking about how, observe this, brother. And he fucking sets the Wrestling Observer newsletter on fire.
I think of Pro Jobber Davey Meltzer from the 90s.
Herb Abrams Company. That's where Davey Meltzer came from, brother.
Fucking
Herb Abrams.
Davey Meltzer.
Oh my god. Another wrestling episode in the books.
Yes, I hope you enjoyed the the WON awards.
Hey, I made that same joke to Ray yesterday. Ray Dolphin, the Moon King.
Well, you didn't make it quicker. You didn't make it quick enough when we were recording.
Yeah, you're right. It's always fun to talk about wrestling with you as always. Feels like an OG cool episode.
Yeah, I miss Ray. I miss him.
I do too.
He's forever in our hearts.
One thing. I do not know why. It doesn't even matter how hard he tries. I should keep that in mind. He designed this rhyme to show me how it got so far.
Man, I love them biscuit.
It's just one of those days.